Everybody, welcome back. Hope everybody's doing good out there, staying safe and healthy. I know we're all okay over here. We do have a couple of team members that might have contracted some nastiness over in Serbia, but they seem to be doing okay. They're young and they're pretty healthy, so we don't fear that much for them, but we know that it exists out there. And I just want to make sure everyone already is doing everything they can to take all the precautions they can, and just don't get outside unless you absolutely need to. I myself am going on day 11 of pretty much no contact with people, other than walking my dog and saying hi from a distance, and maybe going to the grocery store. I've only actually been to the store twice and bought enough food and all that kind of stuff to hold me over. And I typically go a little bit later in the evening when maybe there's less stuff in the store, but there's also less people. That or really early in the morning would be my suggestion. So anyway, I just wanted to say that real quick. We are mindful of the situation that's going on out there, and we are thinking about each and every one of you. We haven't heard of any bad things going on from anyone in our groups, so that's good. So just wanted to just say that real quick. I hope everybody's staying safe and healthy out there. Lots of vitamin C, right? That's what your mom always told you, drink vitamin C. I've been drinking actually lemon water every day. I bought a whole bag of lemons, and I have these tumblers. I drink 5 or 6 of these 32-ounce tumblers every day because water is very important. But I take a full lemon and just get it all in there. And hey, you know what? It makes my water taste better too. And I also supplement with zinc and vitamin C and stuff like that. So if you're not doing that, I would highly recommend it. Not sure why Herc's showing Lyme disease right now, but anyway, we are going to get started now, guys. And what we're going to do today, Herc, did you want to say something about Lyme disease, or are you just?
No, I just saw a comment about Sam just saying he beat Lyme disease, which is 10 times worse. And he wrote a blog post about how things that he did that helped, and maybe this could help people with if they're showing symptoms. So I just thought I'd share it.
Okay, right on. There it is right there, guys. TheLimelight.info from one of our members here. Right on. So check it out if you need to. All right, guys. So the reason why we're here today is this will be the final early access to SERPscout. Now, I know that many of you on this call right now either have SERPscout or PixelScout, and we're going to get into some details about PixelScout in a little bit too. But just to give us an idea of who's on the call, can I get a 1 from anyone in the audience who does not have either? And a 2 if you do, one or the other. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. Most people on here already have SERPscout in one form, PixelScout as well. But as you know that we did some special offers, some special pricing over this last month with a couple of our friends and some promotions where you were getting 2-for-1 kind of offers and a really special deal to get inside SERPscout and try it out and check it out and give us your feedback on it, stuff like that. We allow people into the basic version at first, and then we gave people the opportunity to get into the pro version a little bit earlier, and we're going to do all that again today. So we're going to get into all that. Herc's going to demo everything on the software again. We're going to answer all of your questions. We also have Mr. David Hood on the call. David Hood is our resident agency expert. He's going to be involved in this program as well. As you know, we guys would like to bring you, some awesome training on, this tool is used for you to go out and find business for your agency. Either you already have an agency or you're looking to start an agency. And I think that we could all use some new tips and strategies from successful agency owners, and that's why we brought David Hood in to help you guys do what he's doing and understand how he's doing it. He's going to come in a little bit later and tell you all about what he's got going on as well. That's a part of this program. So we're just going to get into all the nitty-gritty details of SERPscout and all that involves. This will be the last time to get it as an internal. We are doing a public launch next Wednesday. And it's going to be the funnel style launch with all of our partners and affiliates and things like that. Prices are going to be a little bit higher. You're not going to get as much and all that kind of stuff. If you guys have been around this long enough, you know how we operate. This is just how we get software off the ground. and get it out in the public, slowly over time and build it up. So that's where we are today, and I don't think I have anything else left to say. So Herc, if you don't mind, take it on over.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be long today, guys. And the purpose really of today is to really, number one, show you where SERPscout is at. For those of you that don't have it, or maybe you're over at Pixel Scout, but they're like Todd said, there's a couple different groups of you guys here today on the webinar. So there's people that bought SERPscout through our BOGO offers that we had. There's people that own Pixel Scout that didn't even know SERPscout exists. And then there's people on here that have joined our rankandrent.club full membership, and they were given access to SERPscout. And we want to let everybody know that in every situation or any situation that you're in, today is all about giving to you guys. So we're going to give everybody that has Pixel Scout access to SERPscout. We're actually going to absorb Pixel Scout into SERPscout. We're going to give you guys, that's why we're going to tour it for you today. The most of you guys are on here, I think, on this webinar have Pixel Scout. So we're going to show you what SERPscout is now. It's very, very similar to SERPscout. It was actually very, very similar to Pixel Scout. It was actually Pixel Scout rebuilt from the ground up based on, thousands of users using it and us watching you guys use it and seeing how we could improve things. Then for people that have SERPscout but don't have other features, we're going to show you the other features. And then for the Rank and Rent Club members, we actually have another announcement for you guys today, because you got a certain type of access into SERPscout for purchasing full club access, but we're going to give you guys even more access today. So we're going to cover everything for everybody, then answer questions. Then we're going to go over to David Hood to talk about his agency training, because David, the thing about David, guys, is he's running almost $500,000 per year agency doing SEO, and he's doing it by himself. He doesn't have any employees, so he really knows what he's doing. And then when Todd showed him, so him and Todd they both live in the Dallas area. When Todd showed David SERPscout, David was like, wow, this is really great. So David's been helping us with basically, he's taking us through his sales process and saying, if SERPscout did this, that would help my sales process. And we've added advanced agency training with David to this. So David's going to talk a little bit about what you guys will get if you get the agency training. That won't be free, unfortunately, guys. That's something that nobody's ever had access to. Nobody's had the option to get it until today either. But it's, once again, it's a choice. You can say yes, you can say no, it's up to you. But the price for that, if you do want to get it today, will be the best that it's going to be. So with that, guys, this is SERPscout right here. Okay, very, very similar for those that have Pixel Scout. It's basically a tool. It's a prospecting tool, guys. And the idea of it is it's meant to help you turn cold leads into very, very warm leads through basically bedazzling them, like people that have never heard of you or seen you. You're going to dazzle them with the amount of information you can show them about their own business that they likely don't even know is happening. And then contact as many as you want to offer services. Obviously, we talk about the foot in the door offer, where especially in times like these, where if you want to reach out to businesses in your community and offer certain amounts of help, well, SERPscout is a great tool to help you prospect businesses that are in need of help, that you can offer them something either free or cheap to get them a little bit of help that they need. And then once you've done a good job for them, the easiest sale to make is always the second sale to someone who's already happy with your services. So we're going to show you how to do all that. So number one, guys, same thing. You just choose a niche, right? Like any niche, like you can see, we have obviously dentists in Salt Lake City. We have tattoo removals, plumbers. It doesn't matter. You supply a search term and a location, okay? And then this is going to search Google for that. One of the changes we made over Pixel Scout that we saw a lot of people ask is, I'm not interested in people on the first page. They don't need the help. So now what you can do is actually say, I'm only interested in pages 3 to 6. And you can see, you can actually, by double clicking, light up the page, the pages that you want to search for your search term. It is still a credit driven system. The credit value is still the same. It's 1 credit will scan 10 results or 1 page of Google. So if you're doing 7 pages of Google, that's 70 results. That'll cost you 7 credits. Okay. That's the big change on this page. what it will do, and a big difference, the UI has changed a lot. So the way that it's displaying these guys' results. The next step, once you've done your search, so for instance, I would do Maui SEO. I was on with Nick Ponte showing him this because he's going to be promoting us during the launch, and he's in Maui. So we did Maui SEO. I just did the first page, and there's Nick. He's #1, okay? And the first thing that we're going to do is get the results through the keyword search. The second thing that we're going to do is we need to filter these results. And this is a little bit different than Pixel Scout was as well. So now we can filter out by everything that we do on the initial scan. So for instance, I'm only interested in people with an email, so I can click email, and that will say only show me results of people that actually have an email found. So the thing we're before I go any further, the things that we're scanning for initially is the email address, the phone number, a contact page on their website, and a Facebook page, okay? As far as audits of their website, we're looking for an SSL certificate on their website, Open Graph Data, Google Analytics. We're looking for schema implemented, a Facebook pixel, which is the same as the Pixel Scout, okay? And then the Google Tag Manager, and these are indicative that they're either running ads on Facebook and Google or they are not. So you can see Nick doesn't have a Facebook pixel or a Google Tag Manager. It's probably pretty indicative that he's not running Facebook ads or Google Tag ads, okay? So the next thing, guys, is we can start filtering by certain things. So for instance, if we wanted to contact people by email, we say only select people with email, and then only select people that don't have maybe Google Analytics. Facebook Pixel is supposed to be in these filters as well. So there you go. You can double click it, and what it does is first it says yes, and then the second click says no, and that's just a bug. We'll get that fixed. Okay, so I'll load those results. There you go. So all these results have an email address with no Google Analytics. Then what we can do is now we want to send them to a deep analysis. So we can select all these results since they're filtered. Okay, and then we would choose this button, send to deep analysis. Deep analysis is your next level check. Yes, there will be a replay. Deep analysis is going to check for additional things for them. Okay, so we'll load this up and show you that. It's going to check if they're mobile friendly. It's going to check their page speed analysis through the Google page speed analysis API. Schema showing up again, but the difference between what we're looking for on the initial check and the deep analysis check is on the initial check, we're saying, do you have schema? On the deep analysis, we're saying, do you have error-free schema? Is your schema valid? So all these people have no schema errors. This guy has schema errors. Okay, that's the difference. And then of course, we are also checking for something called unclaimed GMB, but this is a pro feature of SERPscout. This will not show up on a basic account. This specific check, it will only show up on a pro account. The other feature that will only show up on a pro account is a brand new feature that a lot of you haven't seen, and it's called ranked keywords. So for instance, Nick came through in the result for Hawaii SEO or Maui SEO. We now have the ability to see what keywords, okay, this particular client or prospect is ranking for. And we can do a lot with this data. So for instance, we can sort by position and be like, okay, he's ranking really well for all this. But what I like to do is look for the opportunities in ranked keywords. And what that means is let's see what has the most volume, but is not ranking that well. So for instance, Maui Online, he's on position 18, so page 2 for a keyword that gets 3,600 searches a month. And there's his basic optimization, right? Title, URL, description. We all know from a lot of the past teachings that those are the 4 core elements of on-page SEO, are title, URL, description, and H1. Well, we show them to you. And one of the keywords that we actually showed this to Nick that's relevant to his business is Hawaii logo. So people looking for people in Hawaii looking for logo design, 1,600 searches a month, and he's ranking on page 18, which is pretty good. But I mean, if he gets to #1 or in the top 3, I mean, that's an additional 400 to 600 visitors that he could be bringing into his brand just by optimizing a little better for this keyword, right? So that's why ranked keywords is a really, really important element. It can help you identify low-hanging fruit on a client, a prospected client that they probably don't even know. So if this wasn't Nick, if this was just some business, okay, if I was going to some other guy named Nick Ponte and he had no idea who I was or who you are, and you showed this to him, he'd be like, I didn't even know I ranked for this stuff. Like a lot of times they won't know where they're ranking because they're not us. They don't do what we do, right? So you can show this to them and say, hey, Nick, here's where you're ranking for Hawaii logos. We could help you get that to #1 and bring you additional 400 visitors, right? So this information is great to give to your prospects. We also give like a really quick synopsis of everything that we found. So we show, based on the keywords that we found here, he's got about 215 results in organic. That's probably around 370 estimated traffic. 2 of the keywords position 1, 5 of the keywords position 2 to 3, 8 of the keywords in position 4 to 10, and the rest of them are beyond that, right? So this can now be added to your reports, the ranked keywords. So once again, unclaimed GMB is a deep analysis check, and ranked keywords is a deep analysis check, but those are only available to the pro version of SERPscout. And when I talk about reports and saying adding those to the reports, the reason why is because once you have chosen your prospects that meet your criteria for what you would like to offer them, the next thing you'd want to do obviously is contact them. And there's really 2 ways in SERPscout now that you can contact these people, or 2 options of how you can contact them. One is just by sending them an email saying whatever you want to say. Okay. The other one is including a report, and this is no different than Pixel Scout, where you can build and send them a link via email to the report that they can click on. But what has changed is how good the report builder is. So I'll just give you a couple quick examples of our reports. So let's say that these guys, we were going to build a report for them before we sent them an email. Okay, the report builder now is, I mean, it's just a completely different experience than what you might be used to in Pixel Scout. It's a block-based builder, drag and drop block-based builder. So these are all the elements that you can include in your report on the left. And to do it, all you have to do, okay, is add a container. So you can add, for instance, a full size container. You can add halves. You can see how it splits in 2. You can add thirds or quarters, right? And then you would just start dropping in information, right? You just drag and drop detections, social shares, right? We'll do a page speed, and then we'll do a mobile friendly. You can see how quick this is, and then has Google Places. Okay, and I'll add one more. Okay, 1.1 container. Remember when I said about ranked keywords, you can drag in ranked keywords. This one we didn't scan for ranked keywords, that's why nothing's showing. So it's very, very drag and drop based, and you can also drag and drop. Once you drag your elements over to here, you can still move blocks around as well. So it's completely different in functionality. Each element will have settings. If you want to change things like padding, you could also do custom HTML, which is really, really great if you just want to completely build your own report and say your own things. So for instance, with this one, I shot a video and I wanted to include that. So please press play for a personal message from me. I want to send you new emergency dental patients, and then I shot a video and I can host the video right here. So the whole report can either be built by dragging elements that you found when you scan, or you can just use custom HTML blocks and drag in as many as you want and do your own thing. So I'll give you an example of the editor of the custom HTML. It just brings up a what do you call them, WYSIWYG editor, right? So that you can now do whatever you want. And then if you want to switch it over to HTML, of course you can do that. So you can add a lot of things in there, like your Facebook Pixel, Google Pixel, if you want to tag all that stuff, images, videos, whatnot. So there's that. The next part is in the settings, is over on the other side. Okay, this is really about designing what things look like. So there's the report. Here's where we select what domain that we want to host the report. White label is still included. It's a pro level feature as well. White label just means instead of hosting on our default domains, which for this one is going to be SERPscout digitallandlord.network. Those will be the default ones for free, not free members, like basic level SERPscout users. But white label users will have the ability to add their own domains to host the reports on. And then just nice features to make the reports interactive and kind of beautiful. You can see I make it look like a sun shining in the sky with clouds, and you do all that with gradient backgrounds and stuff like that. So the report editor has completely changed for the better. Let me get out of here. You do this. Okay, and then once you built a report, now obviously, okay, it's time to send an email. Another major upgrade here, guys, where before with Pixel Scout, what you would have to do is create a report and an email for each client, and we have decided that that's not efficient enough for people that want to do a lot of prospecting. What you can do now is come in and set up we call them templates, where really it's just an autoresponder series, right? Like you're going to hook this up through your Gmail or your Microsoft account, whatever you want to send the emails. but we can include multiple emails in a chain. So for instance, if I'm going to be targeting Salt Lake City dentists, I can have a series of 1 to as many emails as I want that go out on follow-up, right? So this is email that goes out on day 1. This is the email that goes out on day 2. If I want to create a new email, I'd create it, and that would go out on day 4. So it's an autoresponder series that you can set up here. You can set up as many, this is a template, you can set up as many templates as you want. But then a template becomes a campaign, and a campaign is where you are actually sending your templates to the client. And the big change that we made from Pixel Scout to SERPscout is now, once you've set up your template, you can send a campaign to multiple clients at one time. So for instance, let's say I like this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. I wanted to send them all a specific template, okay? What I would do is create a campaign, okay? Call it, I don't know, we'll just call it tests for now. What it's going to do is send your template, your autoresponder series, to all 5 clients at once. You no longer have to create a report every single time you want to send it. You can set it up once, choose all the clients you want to send to, go through these steps of choosing your identity, who your sender identity is going to be, okay? And then I only have 1 set up right now, so it would be SLC dentist follow-up, go next. Okay, and then here's the people we're going to send. You can choose whether you want to include the report in the email or not. I'll talk about that in a second. You choose the email that you want to send, because we found multiple emails, so you would just go through and choose the right email. If they don't have an email, you can put one in, or you can remove them from the report, right? And then I'm going to go next. I have to fill in the blanks that are there, but the next step would just be hitting send. And the nice thing about that, guys, is what we're doing now is we're sending, say, a 5 email sequence to 7 different businesses, all with 1 setup, right? And that's a huge, huge update over top of what Pixel Scout used to do. Now, this isn't ready yet, but it will be ready. The reports, number 1, what I said I was going to tell you a little later is later being now. The reports now, guys, we changed them from a PHP-based report to an HTML-based report, which means you can now, very, very soon, it's not ready quite yet, you will be able to host the report that you're building on the report builder. So let me just view this. Okay, so let's say you build this report for a client. Oh, that's a bad example because it was a shitty one. Let me get a good one. Okay, you'll be able to host these right in the email. Okay, this literal report can now be sent directly from email, not a link to this page, but this literally is the HTML that will go into the email. That's an option for you that will be ready very, very soon. And the other element that will be ready very, very soon is what we're going to be called dynamic reports, where really you build a report, right? And you put in the elements, and this isn't actually a good example for that. This one probably is much better. So that when you're sending multiple clients to a single report, it will automatically replace each of the elements with the data from the person that you were trying to send it from. Does that make sense? I know that was kind of a long sentence. So this is my sending alias, and for instance, this report was built for Arizona pool plastering, but if we're sending an email to 7 different clients, what this will do is replace this with each of the specific client's information on the report. So the report URL would probably just have like a dynamic insertion to it. So like ID equals blah, 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 whatever like that, right? So now your emails will be able to be sent out in bulk, but your reports will become dynamic so that everybody is getting a report that is specific to their business. That feature is going to be ready in a few more weeks. And those are major, major improvements of SERPscout over Pixel Scout. Okay, so the next stuff obviously is nothing's really changed because it worked really good, is the white label option. So the menu, guys, here's SERPscout. This is what you get if you just buy SERPscout credits. You get access to everything I just showed you, of course, except for the GMB in your deep scan and the rank keywords in your deep scan. Those are part of Pro upgrade. But now we're into the Pro upgrade features. White label, guys, is just setting up saying, I want to host these reports on my own domain. We'll include the SSL for you. You just have to create an A record in your account. It literally takes less than a minute, and you can add as many white label domains as you want. Ranked keywords you already saw, but more than just being able to pull the ranked keywords for sites that you're scanning on Google, you can also supply a URL if you want, okay, in this feature. So All the ones that you've scanned will show up here, but if you have a specific URL in mind, you can also run it here. Unclaimed GMB right now in the Pro feature just says, congratulations, you've unlocked GMB, but we're actually going to add a feature to this page as well that does a little more. I kind of don't remember what it was right now. Todd, do you?
I
think we're
think
going
it
to just
wants
list.
a list of kind of a filtered list of unclaimed Google My Business listings that have been found. So if you want,
yeah, I think it's just going to be a nice list.
Yeah, basically that's just going to be all of the previous searched for domains that do or don't have an unclaimed listing.
Right, and thank you. And that'll allow you guys, because GMB is a huge one, right? We all know that, how big GMB is. So this will just be a long list of everything that you scanned. Here's all the people that don't have a GMB, so you can set up quick reports and quick campaigns for them from a quick area. And then the importer feature, guys, is also part of Pro. And the importer, what that allows you to do is either specify a URL that you'd like to scan, a single URL. So like say you're sitting in a bar and a buddy's talking about, oh, I just started this website, but I don't know what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. Well, you'd be like, hey, listen, let me run a quick scan for you. And I could probably pull a bunch of information for you. You run the scan, right? And then you load the results of that scan for that specific person. And then you can create a beautiful report for them right there within like 60 seconds. The other option of import is if you do have a list of your own URLs that you want to import, you put it into a CSV file and we'll scan that entire list of URLs for you. All right. The next upgrade, guys, is called it's called the Elite upgrade. We're kind of renaming it Lead Sources because what it's going to do is it's going to allow you to scan from different sources. Okay, so everything that you've seen up to now is based on searching Google, right? We scan everything through Google except for the importer. That's your own list of URLs. We don't know where you came up with those, but everything based right now is based on searching Google. Lead Sources is going to have Yellow Pages in it. That's a little bit different from Pixel Scout. Yellow Pages scan was a Pro upgrade. This time it's going to be part of something called an Elite upgrade, where it's literally the same thing except you're scanning on Yellow Pages now, rather than Google. And the nice thing about that is Yellow Pages is 100% businesses, whereas Google, sometimes you run into the Yelps, the Better Business Bureaus, stuff like that. Yellow Pages isn't. It's just pure data from Yellow Pages.
That's the lead source, Hark.
Yeah, I just noticed. Just as I'm here, so yeah, I don't really need to show it because a lot of people. So Yellow Pages, you put in a business name, you put in the address, the radius that you want to search, and then how many pages of Yellow Pages you want to scan, right? And then boom, it does the same thing. It loads up the results, it creates the filters. You can do a deep analysis on it. You can create campaigns, reports, everything that I just showed you, but it's all based on a different source of data, being not Google, but Yellow Pages. Okay, now everybody that has Yellow Pages from Pixel Scout is going to have Yellow Pages in SERPscout, even though it's a different level. Okay, it's called now, it's an Elite upgrade. When we go and launch this, it's part of a data sourcing upgrade. If you had it in Pixel Scout, we're not going to take it away from you in SERPscout. You're going to get access to that. The new feature, though, however, that is now in our lead source is called the TLS scanner. This is a software that Todd has been working on called the Lead Source. This is a database-driven source of information. Okay, we have over 65 million local businesses in the database here. It's a lot of data. There's a lot more data points for each result. So, for instance, we did one for David, I believe, Dallas SEO, to show him. Okay, each search will typically bring you back around 1,000 or more local businesses in your niche. So, for instance, Dallas SEO. Okay, it'll bring back 1,000 companies that you can scan, and the TLS database has more data sets in each company. So for instance, the ranking position, their LinkedIn page, their Twitter page, Instagram pages, but mobile friendly is one of ours, but what platform they're using, WordPress or Shopify or whatever this is, Credo, Yelp stars, Yelp count, Facebook stars, Facebook count, Google reviews. So there's so much more data. There's also going to be a direct link. This is something that we're going to be upgrading right away. And I'm speaking fast because I want to go fast. A direct link to each of these properties. And then for the Facebook, if we find that they have a Facebook page, it'll be a direct link straight into their Messenger. All you'll have to do is click it and it'll open up Messenger. Okay. This TLS scanner, guys, scans fast because it's not actually scanning Yellow Pages or Google right? It's actually just pulling from a database. So you're saying from the 65 million result database, show me all the plumbers in New York, right? You say plumbers, you say New York, and it will scan the database. So it's a lot faster and it has a lot more data. And our credit cost for this is, it's credit driven still, guys. It's 10 credits, and some people might be thinking 10 credits, that's crazy. But it's 10 credits for 1,000 results now. Typically, guys, when we spend a credit on Google, that gets you 10 results. And if we spent 10 credits on Google, that would get you 100 results. This is 10 credits for 1,000 results, okay? There are limitations on this database for anybody that has it to one search a day, just because it's so much data. We'll work on improving this as well. It is a new feature. We'll work on improving this as well. Todd, do you have anything else you want to say about this particular feature that I missed?
Yeah, the one thing I'd like to add there is that, you know, most large cities, you're going to get 1,000 results in there. That's why we have it preset priced at 10 credits. However, if you put in a smaller city and it only returns 300 results, because it is what it is, then we're going to back out the number of credits that you just spent to only be 1 per 100, if that makes any sense. Like, that's just it. So it may say 10 credits in the beginning, but if you don't get 1,000 results, it's going to back up those credits and give them back to you if you don't get 1,000. So that would be fair in that regard, because smaller cities don't have as many businesses, obviously. So we did take that into consideration. So don't fret if you only get 400 results, and don't think you spent 10 credits. You just spent 4. And that's
yeah,
it.
and I think one of the things Todd asked for from the developers that isn't there yet is actually a spend on each of the results. So once it's done, so it'll say credits spent to get this result, right?
Yeah, definitely. That's coming.
It'll tell you.
It'll tell you what you spent, so you don't freak out.
Just to answer Sam's question, because it's pretty relevant right now, he says, please explain when exactly the credits are utilized. So on Google page 1 credit per page. They're utilized when you click go. If that's really what you're asking. So in order to operate the scan, you have to spend the credit, right? So like when I say plumber New York, Plumber New York, right? Right now, what I'm requesting is scan Google for this keyword on the first page, right? So the credit cost is 1. And when we scan Google on the keyword for that keyword on the first page, there's 10 results there that we're going to pull a scan for. Now, if I instead say scan from pages 6 to 10, right, it's going to cost 5 credits. Well, why? And it's telling you the cost before you spend them. Why? Well, we're scanning 5 pages or 50 results. That's why the credit cost went to 5. Does that answer your question, Sam? Okay, perfect. So the next part, and there's a lot of questions coming up, guys. I don't want to go too much into a Q&A right now. We will go to a Q&A. So the next part that is new, guys, and we're going to bring David on for this, is the agency training. Everybody that has a SERPscout account is going to get a basic training done by David. And then one of the upgrades is his advanced training that will be sold in the funnel and will be offered to you right now today. But I'm going to bring David on, and I just want to preface David again, guys. He's running a massive, almost $500,000 per year agency on his own. So his strength here, guys, is he knows how to sell and he knows how to operate an agency. So I'm going to bring David on to talk about what's included in the advanced agency training.
You want me to share my screen, or do you want me to just start?
I can send it to you if you'd like to. Yeah, let's do that. Here you go.
A little bit of a, let's see. Hold on a second. Here we go. Okay, can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're good.
Hey, how's it going, guys? So the goal of this training is for me to show you how to rapidly build a highly profitable agency that you like. And SERPscout is a significant piece of that. It definitely makes a lot of the steps much easier and faster, which as a result you end up making more money a lot more money for the same time and energy. And I want to point out that right now with the coronavirus, people are still asking me for SEO services. I'm getting a lot of people that are still interested in spending money. A lot of businesses out there still spending money. people are still out there on the internet with commercial intent. So businesses are still going to be out there making money. So please don't think that you can't start selling right away. Really quick about me, if you're not familiar with who I am, I used to be an engineer for about 6.5 years, but in 2012 I started an agency full time, and I started making six figures per year starting in 2013. By the end of 2019, total earnings was a little bit shy of 2 million, and almost all of it was client SEO work. Well, almost 90% of his client work, and probably 98% of that money is SEO. Now, the stuff that I talk about, the vast majority of it will apply to you're selling Facebook ads or whatever. There is some additional kind of context that I have with regards to SEO, which we kind of say things differently. Obviously, you wouldn't talk about Facebook ads if you're selling SEO and vice versa. But also, as Herc pointed out, I don't have like a big company. I don't have like this big team. A lot of the agencies that I'm using air quotes right now, compete with, have these massive teams, and it really bogs them down and makes them less profitable. It just isn't, I think it's just less fun and less freedom when you have that. So I try to keep things super streamlined. In my previous life, I was essentially like an efficiency engineer, and so I'm a big believer in trying to get things done as quickly and and fast as possible without sacrificing quality. And then also making that so your life is efficient, so you don't have to spend. I know a lot of people, they start an agency and then they build it, they structure it, in my opinion, in an inefficient way, and they end up, when they start making money, they end up spending 100 hours a week working, and they can't have time for their family, their health declines. I have kids, you know, I spend time with my kids. I don't work. It's not a 4-hour work week, which I think that's not really a reasonable expectation for most people that's starting out, but it's also not a 100-hour work week. I work a normal amount of hours, and if I want to take some time off, I just got back from New Zealand last week. I was in New Zealand for almost 2 weeks with my family. I just told my clients, hey, I'm out, you know, your stuff is getting done, and nobody complains. I also want to point out that I've lost a lot of sales due to testing. I've tried a lot of things out. It didn't work, and a lot of things did work. And fortunately, you know, I try to talk about, okay, here's some paths that I took that I don't think you should take. Just real quick, this is my earnings per year over the last several years. This last number is, I made this in November of 2019. Actually, I didn't update this number. That I actually ended up beating that. It was up at 439. And so you can see I actually had a down year, but I think this is what, if you keep working, you keep building a business long term, this is kind of what you can expect it to increase, and then to have down year here and there. You know, 6 out of 7 I think is pretty good of my revenue increasing every year pretty consistently. And you can see going from 2012 to 2013, my first year I jumped up to 6 figures. Because when you're first getting started out, you kind of have a little bit of an advantage that you don't have to service any current clients. Again, I think that the SERPscout tool will make this way. I didn't have SERPscout at this time, and I would have been able to do a lot more. And I think getting started with SERPscout. I really wish I had this when I got started. Also, at least for me, for SEO, each client is worth like $12,000 to $60,000. Somebody is hearing somebody else talk. Anyway, so what I want you to do when you're looking at buying this training, I think it's super, super inexpensive, and I'm going to try to push for Todd to increase the price significantly. But compare it to how much it costs to get a college education. I spent over 6 figures on my college education, and I don't regret that. But at the same time, like from a purely practical make money standpoint, I think there's more value in my training than there is in most college educations. Opening a franchise business, even the cheapest franchise business is like $20,000. And McDonald's is like $1 million. And a lot of what a franchise does, they give you their processes and their systems, and they have sort of like that, hey, we've done this before, and this is what happens, kind of support that you get in this training. There's this really silly scenario that I found. I got this ad in the mail for a training to be like a long haul trucker. It took like 100 hours of training. It cost like $4,000, and for an industry where you'd make $40,000 to $50,000 a year, and that probably in 10 years will be gone due to autonomous driving. So this is just, I think this is way better from a pure value standpoint than all of these 3 things, significantly from pure value of making money with a business model that actually can be built right now. You can start doing this tomorrow or today in terms of going out and getting clients, using SERPscout as a centerpiece to make yourself much more efficient and able to make more money. So really quick, what you get inside the training, it's kind of what it looks like. Maybe I can make this a little bit bigger. You see the videos listed over here. There's kind of there's a starting video. Actually, this one's kind of grayed out because that's the one that's selected. Inbound versus outbound sales, sort of like an overview, and then I do recommend outbound sales. That's really what SERPscout is. It shines. I've done both, and I think in terms of building a scalable business model where you can grow rapidly, outbound is where to go. And I have a simple 5-step process where you just really, if you just put the work in and follow the steps, you will get clients. You will get clients, even if your sales skills are really terrible. I want to point out that I was an engineer before, and I had one of my oldest friends tell me after I started being successful with this, if you would have told me when you were a teenager that you would have made money by convincing other people to give you money, you would have laughed in my face. So like a lot of the stuff, the way that I sell, it's not really like super salesy. It's not really like, you know, you don't have to be super high pressure. It's just kind of talking to people in a way where like, hey, I'm trying to help you, basically. And so it's not incredibly hard. And if you just do the work, even if you don't feel like you're very good at sales, you will get sales. You will get sales. You just like, it's just gonna happen. You just have to do the work. And these are not small sales, as I pointed out. It only takes a few sales to really hit that 100,000 a year more mark. And it's simple 5-step process. There's another section here. Got it mostly blurred out because I don't want to really give it away. I want it to still be valuable to the people who are who get it. It's sort of it's essentially an over-the-shoulder series. I shot a lot of it before SERPscout, so it doesn't use SERPscout in it, but it has this. You can see how if I had SERPscout, I would have been able to do way more. But it also has in there actual phone calls where I called some people up and I talked to people and tried to sell them. And you can hear their responses, and I think that's super valuable. And I want to point out that I think I have some ideas for kind of like a third section, but I just got access to SERPscout like a month ago, and actually when I came back from New Zealand, a lot had changed already. So they've made some massive improvements, and so I'm just starting to integrate it into my sales system. So I'm not sure exactly what that's going to look like, but I do have plans to add to it over time. And especially, you know, if there's a specific thing that works for me really well, I'll add it into here. If I'm using SERPscout to make money in some specific way, it'll get added into here, basically. And I have trained some other people, and there's some words that other people have said about me, Paul. You know, he says that I really care, and I appreciate that because I do. If you're investing in basically my business and my family, then I take that very seriously. Even if it's not like, you know, it's not like $1 million, it's even a few dollars still makes a big difference to my appreciation for you and how much I care about helping people. And just like simple things like this guy, Max, you know, some simple training helped him close 3,000 a month clients. I mean, it's 9,000 a month that he added to his bottom line. So, Herc, I don't know if, see, I haven't been checking the questions. If there are any questions.
Oh, I'm hammering them. You're good.
Okay. I'm happy to answer questions, whatever Todd and Herc think it's appropriate for me. If it's now or if it's later, it doesn't matter. I kind of talk really fast. I'm trying to.
We're going to do a Q&A for your section at the end. I'm going to show people how to do the upgrades and stuff after you're done.
Cool. So I'm basically done. I think that this is you know, it's much simpler than when you have SERPscout to leverage your time and your energy. All three of the scanning along with the deep analysis, they've already added several things that I asked for, and that I think just make it so much better, so much more efficient in terms of you finding and contacting people. So yeah, I'm good.
All right, thanks, David. Okay, guys, I'm going to take the screen back, show you how to do the transfer from Pixel to SERP. Okay, do you guys see my screen now? I'm in SERPscout now, actually. Just give me a 1 if you see it, or somebody tell me. Just make sure.
You're good.
Okay, so guys, number 1, okay, if you already own SERPscout, you're asking, what do I get? You know, everything that's in your SERPscout account will be transferred over in an upgrade to SERPscout, okay? Everything, all your credits, all your features, will be transferred over when you make the transfer. How to make the transfer is you just have to log into your SERPscout account and you'll see a new pop-up window show up. Okay, fill in your information, your email address, your username for SERPscout, and your password. It will confirm what features and how many credits you have. And then when you click proceed with the transfer, it will bring you over to SERPscout. If you have both, okay, if you bought our BOGO offer and you already had SERPscout, that's totally cool. We're still going to take every feature and every credit of your SERPscout account and transfer them over. So everything that you paid for, no matter when you paid for it, will still be given to you. This is an upgrade from SERPscout to SERPscout. Okay, you're not going to lose anything. You're going to gain the upgrade, but you're going to keep all your credits on every purchase you've ever made. Okay, and this is the form that you're going to do it. Once your SERPscout, if you execute the transfer, guys, once it's done, your SERPscout account will be emptied of its credits and it will be placed into a transferred status, meaning you won't be able to log in and use it anymore because we are absorbing the SERPscout software slowly over time into SERPscout. SERPscout is SERPscout. All the features of SERPscout are in SERPscout, except everything is much, much better, right? So once you transfer, you are no longer going to be in SERPscout. If you have any issues and you need to get back in, you can always reach out to our support desk, supremacy.support, and get with them. Alex and Tanya already know all the situations. They know what to do. They will help you out. Rank and Rent full club members, you have already been upgraded to a SERPscout account. We gave you an account when you joined Rank and Rent full club access. We have just upgraded all your accounts to full pro with the Yellow Pages scanner. What nobody, okay, has access to right now is the TLS scanner, which is the database, and David's training. Nobody has access to that. Now, here's where we're going to give you guys the option to get that. If you go to this site, okay, I'm going to pop this link in your chat right now. What this is, guys, is every feature that is going to be sold in the funnel and anything that you want to get that you don't have. So if you don't have SERPscout for some reason and you're somehow on this webinar, here you go. You can buy it for 27 bucks and we'll give you 30 credits. If you don't have a SERPscout Pro account or a SERPscout Pro account, but you want that upgrade, that's totally fine. We'll give you the Pro upgrade and an additional 60 credits, but you will have to buy the SERPscout software first to buy any of the upgrades. We can't upgrade you to Pro if you don't have a SERPscout account. Okay, elite upgrade. So let me remind you of what these things are as I'm going through them. So first of all, this is to get the software, 27 bucks plus 30 credits. If you already have the software, but you don't have the Pro upgrade either in Pixel or in SERPscout, 37 bucks will add an additional 60 credits to your account. That's going to give you the white label option, the rank keywords option, the unclaimed GMB option, and the import option. Okay, that's all these features right here. Okay, the elite upgrade is the data sources, the additional data sources. If you have a SERPscout Pro account and you had Yellow Pages, it will be added to your account, even though it is part of the elite upgrade. So if you purchase the elite upgrade, what you're purchasing access to is the TLS scanner if you have SERPscout Pro. Okay, I'm gonna mute your mic here, Todd, real quick. If you want access to David's advanced agency training, okay, we're selling that right now for $147. Can someone give Kyle Brady the link? I put it in the general chat. It's SERPscout.net internal. Okay, if you want David's training and learn all about how he's running almost a $500,000 agency and how he's going to be using SERPscout to prospect and close clients, you guys can get that upgrade for $147, okay, right now. And then if you don't have anything and you want it all, okay, we'll sell you the entire bundle for $297 and give you 500 credits. Okay, so this is the best value for anyone that doesn't have any of this but wants it all. Otherwise, you can cherry pick, and this page was made to give you guys every option that you need. Let me pop that into Kyle Brady. Here you go, Kyle. There you go. Okay. Whether you have a SERPscout account, whether you have a SERPscout account, whether you have a Pro upgrade or don't, whether you have an elite upgrade or don't, you can get everything you want right from this page. And the link is SERPscout.net/internal. I'm going to pop it in the chat again. The other option, guys, is if you are in SERPscout, you can also click shop, okay? and you can buy them right here as well. Let's see. How do you know? Here's a question from Dorn. How do you know what you have and what you don't? If you're in SERPscout, you'll know what you have, because if you try to access something that you don't have, it won't function. It'll show you don't have this feature, right? If you don't know what you have over at SERPscout, log into SERPscout, okay? And you'll know what you have by what you see. If you have any issues, I'm gonna pop our support desk URL into the chat. Okay, it's basically supremacy.support. I should probably write that down on a text file for replay people. Okay, let me do this here.
Can I make a few points about how valuable I see this being in my agency, SERPscout?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I want to compare this to sometimes when you make yourself able to do something a lot faster, a lot more efficiently, it becomes something different. If you think about trying to ride a horse from Los Angeles to New York City versus trying to fly a plane, it's a completely different thing. You kind of can't do the horse thing. That's kind of how much SERPscout really does for you when you know how to use it and you're able to get in there. And especially, I'm a really big fan of the what was that final upgrade. I can't remember what it was called off the top of my head. The TLS and the yellow pages, you get 10 times the amount of value for your credits. So I really, really highly recommend getting that. I think that is extremely valuable and it's a nice way to kind of mix in different ways to target kind of different parts of the same market. So I can't believe how cheap this is. I would definitely pick this up, and I wish I had it when I got started because I feel like I would have been able to close a whole lot more deals. So I just wanted to point that out.
Thank you. I saw another question saying, I want one of the upgrades, but can I buy it later? Guys, these current upgrade prices here, these are for our customers, and you guys that are on the webinar are our customers, okay? So these are the cheapest. They're not as good as the BOGO offers. You guys know we always do things in stages. When we did the BOGO offer, that was the best deal. Then we did the second one, that was the next best deal. Now we're at something called the internal. We're offering it to our customers internally before we launch. This is now the best deal on the table. This will end when we launch on April 1st, okay? So that will be a week from today, or 7 days from today. I will put the replay on this page, and I will put a countdown timer on this page so that you guys know how much time you have left on these offers. Otherwise, you'll still be able to get any of this stuff that you want through your account, through the shop. The pricing is going to change though, once we go into the live launch. The launch period, obviously, when the launch ends, the prices go up again, okay? So I'm gonna go through questions now, guys, because I think we're basically through everything. So the upgrade, Bill says, so the upgrade path to convert, log into SERPscout. Yeah, just log into SERPscout if you want to upgrade, okay? So log into SERPscout, come to the software, you'll see a pop-up window show up asking for your your information from your SERPscout account. You put that in, we're gonna read what features and how many credits are in your account. When you say go, it will move everything over to SERPscout automatically for you, and it will pull the remaining credits out of your account and close your SERPscout account. Okay, so Mark says, so if I have Pixel Pro, do I need SERPscout Elite? Pixel Scout Pro had yellow pages in it. So you will get yellow pages, which is part of Elite. You will not get TLS scanner. The simple way to think about this, guys, is there's only two products that all Pixel Scout users will not get. TLS scanner, that's the database scanner, and David's training. Those two things are brand new features, okay? And nobody is getting those upgrades for free. If you want those, you do have to purchase them. Yellow pages inside of SERPscout was a pro feature of Pixel Scout. We will include that. So another easy way to think of it, whatever features and whatever credits you had in Pixel Scout, you will still have on SERPscout, okay? Errol says, I'm there right now, SS rank and rent full club member and can't get to SS Pro. Submit a support ticket, Errol, they will help you out. Walter says, I have a subscription to rankandrent.club. What you are saying is that I have been upgraded to SERPscout. Yes, you have. You now have a SERPscout Pro account with yellow pages in it and 30 credits a month as well. If you can't, and this goes for all Rank and Rent Club members, obviously, if you cancel your Rank and Rent Club membership, you do cancel your access to the software as well. That's what you're paying for over at Rank and Rent Club is all of our software and all of our training over there. Sam Johnston says, will we also see David's training if we purchased in SERPscout? You'll be offered David's training. You won't see it until you purchase it. There's 2 levels of David's training, the basic, which everyone is going to get, and then the advanced, which we're selling, okay? There's 2 things in SERPscout that nobody gets without paying for it, TLS scanner and David's advanced training. Steve says, guys, I'm trying to do my transfer from Pixel to Serp and it doesn't seem to be working. Please submit a ticket, supremacy.support. We can't do support on the webinar. Friend says, my Pixel Scout page doesn't look like that. Please submit a ticket, supremacy.support. We can't do support on the webinar, guys, so I'm just going to keep pointing anyone that's having issues to our support desk, which is highlighted in blue. Vince says the 147 comes with Elite. No, the 147 is the training only, okay? The Elite upgrade is $47. That gets you the database and the Yellow Pages scanner if you don't already have it. David's training is 147. You can buy either or both. How soon will we see the transfer of credits to Pixel Scout to SERPscout? Immediately. I came on late. How does this compare to what I have from Pixel Scout? You will have to wait for the replay, Paul. It is a complete upgrade of Pixel Scout. It's everything Pixel Scout had, improved, and more features. Mike McAfee, I came late. What's the difference between, okay, I just answered that. What's the difference between this and Lead Kahuna? Lead Kahuna is a completely different product, so we can't comment on that. I don't know what Lead Kahuna is. I think that's David Sprague, but I don't really know. Vince, I bought the BOGO offer. Are you offering any more credits with the 147? Well, if you bought the BOGO offer, you got the 2 products for one and the credits. So no, we don't offer additional credits on this SEO agency training. What you're getting here is the better price. Walter, with SERPscout Pro, what is the cost for agency training? $147. Mark S, I do see an option to change my username when transferring my Pixel Scout account to Serp. Is it okay to change my username and use a different username with Serp? I actually don't know. I would submit a ticket, Mark. Rob, so to get access to all features, I need to buy both Pro and Elite upgrades, right? Rob, it depends what you have already. If you have nothing, buy this, and that will get you everything. If you have Pixel Scout already, go and do a transfer and then log into SERPscout. You'll see what you have, and then you can come back and pick up the rest if you want it. Does TLS Scanner have data from German companies? That's for Todd. Oh, we can run a scan. I'll message Todd. He had to hop on a different call. I'll just message him. I'll give you that answer when he gives it back to me. The data, how fresh is the data in the TLS scanner? So the data that we get, so for instance, like SEO Dallas, okay, I'm gonna load up some of the TLS data for that. Okay, so we are squared.com, Squared Advertising Agency. The data that we get in the TLS scanner from these are updated from over 200 different sources. So like you guys know, we live in a data age. The data has 200 different sources. So let's say 190 sources said that this was the email and 10 sources had a different email. We're going to choose the most populated data, right? And it's updated consistently all the time. So if we find new data points and say all of a sudden out of those 200 emails, it changed to 120 are now showing a different email, this will be updated to the new email address and then or the new phone number and the new SSL and stuff like that. So this data is constantly updated from over 200 sources looking for that database. Sam Johnston, if the credits transfer as soon as I execute, mine didn't transfer, support ticket. I cannot access Yellow Pages scan support ticket. The database is only US based, or does it also have cities from Europe? I'm waiting for that answer. What is TLS again? TLS is a different source for you to use SERPscout on. It is database of 65 million leads. I'm getting Todd to answer the additional questions for that right now because he did have to jump on another call. Besides David's.
Yeah, these next people I think are addressed to me. I think I can answer them pretty detailed. Mark says, besides David's training, does SERP provide, oh, I guess this one is more towards you. I think about this. Some of it is me and some of it is you. Does SERP provide now or in the future any trainings on how to use and strategize for using SERP? Maybe you answer first, sorry, Herc, and then I'll take it from there.
I mean, through different things that we're doing, like you guys know, I think a lot of you know now by now that I'm 100% focused my training now on rank and rent. That's my wheelhouse. I love it the most. It's still search engine optimization. You can join for free at rankandrent.club. We do have a full package upgrade over there, but you do get access to our monthly training webinars, which I believe I'm going to increase the frequency of that. So like, for instance, I'm going to show in that training over there a different way to do the reports. So let me show you one right now, for instance. And to answer your question, we're not going to have like SERPscout training webinars and stuff like that. This is more a tool. We're not going to do like monthly training webinars on SERPscout. It'll be more other webinars where we'll talk about certain features because we have so many softwares, right? But I'll give you one right now. So for rank and rent, what we're doing is we're not targeting a bunch of different companies for their weaknesses. We're targeting companies for their similarities to what we want to sell. So in rank and rent, I have the Salt Lake City emergency dentist. Okay, if we go to Google and we search that term, okay, right here, this is my site ranking #1. Okay, we get calls from people all the time, and the objective of rank and rent is to get the site ranking first, to get it generating phone calls. Then we start contacting this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, and saying, listen, I'm kicking your ass in the rankings. Do you want to double up on your phone calls? Or we could go to page 2, 3, 4, 5 and say, you know, you're not getting any calls from Google. We could help you, right? The idea is to say, I already have a result. I already have phone calls. Would you like to rent out my site or buy my leads, right? And for SERPscout to prospect in the rank and rent scenario, what I set up was a report that's a little different. Like I said, rather than focusing on the weaknesses of their site, I don't even talk about their site. What I do is I set up a report that has a message from me saying I'm looking for a single dentist to work with in the Salt Lake City area, details below. So I talk about my site, I talk about my rankings, I talk about all that, and then if they want to get a hold of me, I'll send them 1 week of leads for free. So this is a different way to use the report. It's more HTML built, like using the custom HTML editor, and that's one of the big differences between Pixel Scout and SERPscout is now you can really create a report that's like, this is an HTML block, this is an HTML block. The only one I used was my own website, HTML block, HTML block. So I built my own report, right? So we'll cover kind of things like that in different trainings, but we will not be having like specific SERPscout strategy sessions and stuff like that, unless you're in some of our other groups. Then we'll talk about those, but there will be no SERPscout training webinars. There will be training videos though.
So Mark, in my basic training, which everyone should get, I cover kind of it like, and I'm going to actually answer Jimmy Hoskins. I'm going to answer your question as well right here. I kind of cover at a very high level how I have my agency structured, the experiences that I have, and how I see myself using SERPscout at a kind of like a high level, 10,000 foot view strategy level. Now, I think a lot of this, if you've sold before, you can just look at these tools and you can kind of understand which ones, like how to use which ones and what to use it for. But if you don't, then I think that the basic training is going to really give you a really strong foundation. And so the second part of Mark's question is like, does my training include, is it not using SERPscout? Actually, it is, but it's not and it isn't. So let me clarify that. So since I've just had access to SERPscout, I haven't had a ton of time to integrate it into my systems. But I do talk about how I plan on using it in different steps. In that screenshot I showed, there's 5 steps, and SERPscout can be used heavily in the first 3 steps. And it influences the 4th step to some degree. But I also talk a lot about specific sales strategies and specific techniques that I use and that I recommend people use. And so you get beyond the SERPscout, actually how to sell to agencies, how do you approach them, what do you talk about, how do you position yourself properly, stuff like that. But then also, how do you use SERPscout integrated with that, which that part of the advanced training, some of it is still to come just because it's so new. But I do plan on adding to it for no additional cost to the people who are already in there. And so back to Jimmy's question, what's the difference? Again, I think I answered that. The basic is I think 3 videos sort of like about me, and then some 2 like high level strategy. Like here's a really critical way to design your agency, and here's how I would go about building an agency, kind of like, and then from there, there's a lot of implications for how you would use SERPscout. Hopefully that helps.
Okay, a couple other good questions here. How good is deliverability of our emails? It's going to be as good as your Gmail account deliverability is, because the way that we're sending emails is actually authorizing SERPscout to send emails on your behalf through your Gmail account or your Outlook account. You can add as many Gmail accounts as you want. You can add as many Outlook accounts as you want. So the deliverability is actually through your Gmail account or through your Outlook account. Another good question was, are you going to be adding G Suite or stuff like that? We may add more integrations in the future, like custom HTMP, SMTP. We may add those in the future. These have been working the best though. That's why they're there. Vince, these are all one-time prices. Asking about each of these. These are all one-time. These aren't recurring credits and they're not recurring pricing. So if you buy, for instance, the Pro upgrade will give you 60 credits. It's not 60 per month and it's not $37 per month. We'll give for $37, you get the Pro upgrade and 60 credits. And then if you guys want more credits in the shop, we offer one-time, this is Pixel Scout. In SERPscout, we offer big packs of credits here, okay? Or you can get onto a credit subscription here to keep your credits up to date. So we have both types of credits, but the offer on the table is one-time price, one-time credits. Support is going to be super busy. They're used to it. Hopefully we did a good enough job with the integration. Like we test everything before we do this, right? Before we show like hundreds of people, like, okay, everybody go upgrade your Pixel Scout account. We do our best to make sure that the upgrades will be pretty smooth. If you are a Pixel Scout Pro member, is there an upgrade price for us that have most of the features? Richard, every feature of your Pixel Scout account and every credit in your Pixel Scout account will be brought over to SERPscout. We will not leave anything behind. Rob Van Zolen says the link to the agency training seems to be incorrect. It points to the Elite upgrade. Oh, on the buy button, you mean? Let me go check that. Let me link to the agency training. Let me see. I might have to update that. Well, it looks good to me. Let me go serpscout.net/internal. Agency training. Goes to agency training for 147. So I'm not sure where you're seeing that, Rob. Dorn, love it. Hey, I'm kicking your ass in rankings on Google. Would you like to buy some leads? Yeah, that's kind of the idea of it, ranking. Does Elite have this included? White label report. Elite has what? Elite is Yellow Pages and TLS scanner. It's also listed on the page, guys, what each thing has. So for instance, Elite, the TLS databases and scan Yellow Pages. The Pro upgrade, white label reports, rank keywords, unclaimed GMB, import. Rob says the link's okay now. I have not migrated from Pixel Scout yet. Would it be easier to migrate first, then purchase any of these pre-launch discounts, or does it matter? Yeah, I would migrate first, Russ. That way you get all the features into your SERPscout account that you already have, and then you'll know for certain what you do not have if there's other things that you want to purchase. So do your transfer from Pixel Scout first, and then if, say, you click on something in the Pro, or if you click on Yellow Pages and it says you don't have it, then if you want it, you can go purchase it. Andy Fryer said he just got his first SERPscout research results back, and it's way better. Yeah, it is. We definitely improved it. May we have multiple different niche-specific geo-targeted campaigns in SERPscout?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Did I even understand that? You answer him, because I'm not even sure I understood.
Yeah, I believe, Bill, what you're asking is that, like, hey, so I think he's thinking about potentially maybe like the campaigns or the templates. You can add multiple templates, so you can have a plumbing campaign and an electrician campaign going at the same time. So I think you can have as many templates as you want. I believe that's where he's getting that from, because I think you only showed one.
Yeah, you can. You absolutely can. So templates are just things that you're going to send them to either a single or multiple people. Think of a template as like a follow-up sequence, right? Maybe we'll rename it follow-up sequence or something. This is just, so for this one, I'm setting it up for dentists, right, in Salt Lake City. So it is both geo-targeted and niche specific. I'm targeting dentists in Salt Lake City with a series of 2 emails, right? Now, if I want to target plumbers in New York, I can just set up another campaign and use that to send to a different set of scanned results. So yes, you absolutely can. Thanks for answering.
And then Alan asked the next question about the agent's training. Is there any lesson for how to contract with a client in sample contract form? So sort of yes, and sort of no. So I talk about like my offers, and what I do with my offers, I copy and paste that into part of my contract. There's kind of 2 pages. I have a really simple contract, and 1 page of it is just copy and paste of what I showed them with any sort of negotiation edits. And the second page is kind of like some lawyer speak that I kind of recommend that you get a lawyer to do that, because it might be different for you. Because mine is specific for SEO and some other specific things on the way I want to do business. But I do talk about it, but I don't give you my exact contract in that. And the next question, Mark, you asked, will you update the advanced training once you start using SERPscout? Thanks for taking the time to answer our questions. Yes, definitely, or at least I don't see the full question. Let me see if I can click on it. Okay. Yeah, most definitely. I mean, I committed to, if you buy that, then you've given me money to me and my family, and so I take that very seriously. And if there is, I have used SERPscout, but I haven't used it thoroughly in every single way in terms of actually going through a lot of different sales processes. I don't have enough data to say, okay, this is exactly how you would do this one thing. So I do plan on adding to it at least 1 section. I'm not sure exactly what that will look like, but I envision, if there's something specific that works for me with SERPscout that I like a lot, or a certain way that I'm going to go about it, I don't have any qualms adding to that. I'm going to try to overshare, if that answers your question. I don't know exactly when that will come, but the SERPscout is increasing really rapidly, and I'm working on integrating it into my systems right now as we speak.
Rob says it's all done and set up. By far the best investment for me this year to date. Todd, Herc, and David, you guys rock. Thanks, Rob. Bill, would it be best practices to warm up and season your Gmail or Outlook account prior to using Correct? I don't have a hard answer for you there, Bill. I'll check, but I mean, it's literally sending from your email account, right? So if you're not sending, 1,000 a day, I think you should be totally fine. You shouldn't need to prospect too many. It depends on the situation you're in. I don't have a hard answer for you that, Tim. I'll see if I can find out. Mark asks, any special charter credit pricings for charter members? We don't really have charter members. This offer is kind of like our internal offer, the best deal for certain members. The only other thing that we're offering, if you guys want to buy a lot of credits, is in the shop. These are one-time credit packs, 700 credits or 1,500 credits for 147 or 247. Those will last you a long time, because remember, each 1 credit is 10 results. So this is literally 70,000 and 150,000 scanned results for 147 or 247. And these credits don't expire. They are there until you use them up, versus the credit subscription, which is 100 credits per month completely refilled into your account, but there's no carryover here. If you only use up 30, we'll just top you back up to 100, not 130. So we offer both options for anyone that wants them. Doran says they already handled my transfer. It took 5 minutes. Good. Does Elite include pro features? No, Elite includes it includes the yellow pages from Pixel Scout. Once again, Elite in Pixel Scout, everything you have in Pixel Scout, including all your features and all your credits, will be transferred over. The yellow pages is a pro feature of Pixel Scout, but it is an Elite feature of SERPscout. However, if you have yellow pages in Pixel Scout, you will get yellow pages in SERPscout. TLS scanner and David's training are the only 2 new items on the book that nobody has access to. So if you want those, you will have to purchase them once you have a SERPscout account, and you can purchase them from here, Elite Upgrade and David's training. Bill Marks said his conversion worked flawlessly. Kudos to the team. Thank you. Will we lose any client account info when we transfer? You will not. We do not. That's a good question. We cannot transfer previous Pixel Scout searches because we have an entirely new system. So if you guys want to still contact who you have in Pixel Scout, I suggest staying, don't do the transfer, or do the transfer and then submit a support ticket and ask them to unsuspend your account so you can continue contacting who's already there, but your credits will be evaporated if you do the transfer. You won't be able to do any new searches in Pixel Scout, but we can unlock your account so that you can go back and do your contacting through Pixel Scout, because we cannot transfer all old results from Pixel to SERPscout, unfortunately. We did think about that, but because it's an entirely new system, it's just almost impossible to do. Jan says, so I found I don't have with Facebook Pixel Scout the Pro version. So does this mean I need to buy both the SERPscout Pro and the Elite if I want to have the TLS database scanner? You don't have Pro in Pixel, so then yeah. If you want Pro and Elite for SERPscout and you don't have Pro in Pixel, yes, you would have to buy both if you want them both. Wolfgang, I have a credit subscription to 50 credits are those the same? Yes, Wolfgang, we've actually already updated you so that your Pixel Scout subscription is now firing into SERPscout for you, and we're gonna honor that same pricing, and it's already happened. Vince, submit a support ticket because I see you're asking a lot of questions, and you're a Rank and Rent Club member, so you might be confused about what you got or what you have access to. So I'm just going to give you our support link. Tell them what you have. Okay, we'll make sure we help you out and get you everything that you need. Slane Domain, has the question about the cities abroad like Germany, France, Belgium been answered? I think it has. Let me see. No, it hasn't. I'm just waiting on, he's on another call right now. But you have a week anyways, Slane. You can also send in a support ticket and ask that question. And then when we do get an answer, we can answer you through the support ticket. And this will be available for a week. Michelle, I'm having trouble migrating an account. I better wait for the webinar to finish. No, you don't have to wait for the webinar to finish. You can just submit a support ticket. And there's the link. There you go. Mark S, thanks. I'm buying Elite in your advanced agency training. David, thank you, brother. Good job on the upgrades, changeover, and explanation. Thank you. When doing the transfer, it states that I already have a SERPscout account. What do I need to do? Submit a support ticket. Walt, I believe you're a Rank and Rent Club member, so we'll import all your past Pixel Scouts into your new SERPscout account for you. Just submit a support ticket. RD says my transfer was smooth. Jimmy Hoskins, I have a G Suite set up with my Gmail account. Is it better to use a personal or a business email? Whatever, you can use both. You can add both. You can add as many as you want. I'm just not sure if G Suite emails work yet because I don't have one. I don't use them. But let us know because we want to know because you're the second person to ask about G Suite. Randy said, I just sent a ticket to support system. It won't let me transfer from Pixel Scout. It says I already have a SERPscout account, which I do. But then support will answer you. We can't do support on the webinar, unfortunately. how do I know if I have a Pixel Pro account or not? If when you log into, you don't even really need to worry so much if you do or don't, just do the transfer. And then if you can't access Pro after the transfer, it's because you didn't have it on Pixel Scout. But if you want to know if you have it on Pixel Scout, go and try and access Yellow Pages or White Label. If you can access them, it's because you have it. If you can't access them or see them, it's because you do not. Is the training button been updated for SERPscout? We never saw a training button issue. Should rank and renters set up identities and emails for each property to send from here, or just use one? I just use one. I mean, I'm the same salesperson for all my rank and rent properties, so I don't need multiple. Basically, I have two. I have one that's a personal, and I have one under my company. And I half the time I'm sending them, I'm like, oh, should I use this or this? I just use personally. Mark says upgraded to Elite and bought the training. Am I reading the same questions here? Rob, he's gone. Gian, can we upload our own contacts as a CSV file in the SERPscout? Yes, you can. You will need the Pro feature of SERPscout to do that. And then once you have the Pro, go to the importer function and then supply a valid CSV file, meaning this format. Let me click on this. There you go. That shows 600 by 600 right now as an image. We're supposed to show you the format. We'll get the format image uploaded by tomorrow. But yes, you can upload your own contacts to be scanned and then contacted through the system. Russ, contact me. I'll give you an email. Rankandrent.club is free to join, and then there's an upgrade if you want to go full member. So contact me over there. Barton's now a member. Jan, if I'm including a video in my email in SERPscout, how do I put HTML code right into the email? Well, that part you can't. Video isn't supported by email yet, and we can't support that either. So the basics, like this report, for instance, because it has a video in it, the video wouldn't go into the email, it would error out, but everything else that's text and images would. So you kind of have to follow email protocol when embedding a report into email. Alan, I want to buy the Elite package then. I need to buy a basic first. Well, yeah, you can't buy an Elite and all of a sudden you have a SERPscout account. You have to buy the SERPscout account first, and then you can say, I want the Pro or I want the Elite or whatever. So you would need to purchase first this if you don't have a SERPscout account, and then you can go and purchase either Pro or Elite or both. And if you don't want the training, don't get it. But if you do want the training, I suggest full bundle. Agency I'm in. I'm at the videos for learning. Basic goes to basic. Let's see. Yeah, page supremacy basic training. I'm just checking. And then advanced. Just checking. Advanced. So those seem to be working as well. Sorry, I was muted there, guys. When do the... Can you guys hear me? Give me a 1 if you can hear me, please.
Yeah, you're cutting out. I'm back, Kirk, by the way. Cutting out a little bit, but you sound okay now.
Any contact. When do the credits go on from the upgrade? Immediately. It happens right away. There's a bunch of people that said they've already transferred and everything went smooth. If things are going wrong, just use this link right here, guys. They said support's already on it. Yeah, Randy Fisher said it transferred. Support's super quick right now. I got to the end of the questions, guys. Todd, do you know about the TLS database, if that's US only?
You know, I'm not real sure, but I do have a question in right now, and I'll find out. I haven't done a search for, if you go into the TLS scanner right now and start typing in maybe a foreign country, and let's see if we come up with anything. That Algora API should go ahead and just type in a roofer and then try London. So yeah, just hit one of those. I can't remember the answer.
We'll find out here in a few seconds.
Yeah. I'm sure it's not, every country in the world, obviously, probably English-speaking countries. I'm talking to my data aggregator right now to see what the situation is.
Oh my God, anybody got any other questions? It looks like we did a pretty good job here of explaining this all.
Yeah, how's it going? Everybody getting moved over? Is the transfer working right for everybody?
Yeah, everybody got tons of people saying everything went super smooth.
That's so cool. Last night or yesterday, I put a message into the dev team like, oh yeah, we need to get this done before our webinar tomorrow. I guess I wasn't very clear because at our 10 o'clock meeting today, which is when they're stepping out because it's getting late over there, they were like, oh, we didn't do that yet. I'm like, oh no, we gotta have this done by 2 o'clock. And they're like, so we just brainstormed for a few minutes, and then they're like, just leave us alone for a minute, we'll figure it out. So we left them alone, and Herc and I went and had our conversation and came back about 45 minutes later. They were like, check this out. And we were like, oh wow, this is really cool. So we tested it a couple times, and it seemed to work for us, but you know how it goes. You never know when actual people start using it, everything falls apart. But I'm glad to hear that everyone's getting moved over into SERPscout. I'm excited. I by no means think Pixel Scout is bad or anything like that. I think Pixel Scout is a great concept. I think that if you can find those people that aren't retargeting and then convince them that it's really in their best interest, it's the best dollars you can spend online in advertising. I think that philosophy or that psychology still holds 100% true. It's just that back in October, I just was taking all the feedback, and I knew that I wanted to build a product that was more of a wider appeal, that wasn't just Pixel Scout focused, because I know there are a lot of you out there that have a little bit of fear of getting into Facebook ads. I mean, so am I. I've run Facebook ads before. I know how it goes. I know how easy it is to lose money. I know how easy it is to make money. It just kind of depends on what you're going on and what your experiences is. A lot of changes going on. I recommend that you outsource that to someone who does know what they're doing. All you do is score the client, obviously make your profit. But I do know that gave some people like, okay, well, I can't figure out Facebook ads, so I'm just not going to do it. And I don't have the wherewithal to go find someone else to do it for me, which is beyond me. We gave everybody a great invisible PPC recommendation to run that stuff for them. But anyway, SERPscout, the idea of SERPscout was born to give it a broad appeal. And then as we got into it, as we started remembering all the feedback, as we started listening to all the Pixel Scout users, and obviously we just wanted to make this from the ground up bigger and better in all areas, and that's what we've done. That's why we're super excited about SERPscout. And bringing everybody over from Pixel Scout, just transfer your account into what you had before, your credits come over, and away you go. Our hope is that you love it, and you may have to buy some more credits someday. That would certainly be cool with us, because that help us pay for the development team and all those kinds of stuff. That's why this is credit based and not subscription based. We could be charging $97 a month for this. I think it's worth that, but maybe not in this space. I think in the future it might be, but you're in where you're in now. You're only going to pay for what you use. We do have costs associated with all of the moving parts behind the system. So as you know, that's the reason why we got to charge something in order to use it. But hopefully you have enough credits in the system right now between maybe your Pixel Scout purchase, maybe your BOGO purchases, or maybe you got in today. You should come up with hundreds and hundreds of local businesses that you can find a way to help. You can find a way to get your foot in the door, either some of these basic services that the basic search. I mean, you don't even have to do really a deep analysis unless you really score someone, and then you want to take a look at them in a deeper notion. So you can spend one credit, find 10 businesses. Out of those 10 businesses, 2 or 3 might be good candidates. Now, getting a hold of them, emailing them, stuff like that, it's a numbers game on that. Deep analysis does cost you a little bit more credits, but you get to know more about that customer. That's one of the reasons why we say once you use the Serp scanner, sort that stuff by email. Make sure they have an email before you send that to deep analysis. You don't want to send a URL to deep analysis that you can't contact, or you don't want to spend the time, energy, and effort to go and contact that person manually. It's up to you, but that's why that sorting feature's there. Sort by email only, and then maybe you only want to do SSL search to be your foot in the door, because SSL search, everyone knows, all websites must have that now. You get big warnings, you get big problems, Google won't rank you. So SSL is super important, and there are hundreds of businesses found in this system that don't have a proper SSL installed. If you're great at something else, maybe you're great at doing schema, then find people that don't have schema errors or don't have schema at all. Maybe you're into mobile friendly stuff. Maybe you're into website speed. Up to you. You can, every single one of you on this call can figure out one of those foot in the door strategies and find out how to make it work. If you don't know how to make it work and don't know how, I promise you someone on Fiverr does for very, very cheap. These are not expensive services to fulfill. What you're looking for is getting into those lucrative SEO contracts, those lucrative Facebook advertising contracts. Again, outsourcing is the key. If you know how to do it yourself, that's great. But I know that everybody that even does SEO, they have a few people, that help them with stuff. Either you know how to buy links, or you have someone that does content for you, or things like that. You just grow from there. But this system should give you plenty of opportunities to go out there and make it if you truly have the desire.
Couple announcements. So the roofer in London came through with data. So we obviously are supporting other countries. To which countries we support, we're not sure yet, but you don't get charged if you don't have any results. True. That way. So we found less results, so we don't have as, obviously US is, it's always that way, right? US always has the most data of everything. We found 140 results, so this would only get charged 2 credits in this instance, not 10. Like we show 10 to bring up to 1,000, but because it only found 140, that's 2. I only got charged 2 credits. Next announcement is clarification, Vince Morial, because of your situation. So I said full club members to Rank and Rent do get the upgrade. That is full club members with software, right? When we sold Rank and Rent Club, we offered 2 packages. One was the course only, one was the course with the software. Only the software members are getting this upgrade. So if you do want SERPscout and you are part of rankandrent.club, either upgrade to the full club access with software or just purchase this on its own through here. Sorry about that confusion.
If you're upgrading from Pro on Pixel to Pro in SERPscout, you're not going to get the Elite package. The Elite package is, you are going to get the Yellow Pages, but you will get Yellow Pages, but you won't get the TLS database. That service does cost us monthly as well, so we got to charge something for that.
Mike says, do we lose all the templates during the transfer? Yes, like I said, I kind of already answered this. One of the things with the transfer from Pixel Scout over to SERPscout is we cannot transfer your email campaigns and stuff like that because that system was rebuilt from the ground up, so they can't communicate properly. All we can transfer is your credits and your features. But as far as your emails and your results, what we suggest you do is if you want to transfer over to SERPscout to start getting your credits over there onto that system, but you still want to contact who you have in Pixel Scout, do your transfer, ask support, send a support ticket, ask them to unlock your Pixel Scout account, and you'll be able to come in and contact from your Pixel Scout account again. You just won't have any more credits because you've transferred them over to SERPscout.
Exactly.
Mark says, I bought both Elite and advertising agency. I can already set up my white label domain and had first test campaign. Haha, super simple. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Mark.
Right
on. Jimmy says, can you manually add emails to send reports from email addresses? Yeah, you absolutely can. When you're setting up your campaign, when you get to the step where it says the email addresses, we'll preload the ones we found. If you don't like them, you can pull them out and put in your own. So for instance, I don't have a campaign set up, so let me just see if I can set one up. Actually, we can even do it, I believe. Let me get back to that because I seen that I can do it. The answer is yes, but so let's.
Yeah, there's definitely a place to type in the email that you want to send to.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and show it to you guys. So I'll just
we'll populate that field with every single email that we found, and then you'll kind of want to eyeball that and make sure you're not, sending some bad bogus emails, right? And back them down. You obviously don't want to send 10 emails to one company. That's not Super cool.
Okay.
Right there it is.
It's right here. So for instance, we found an email for Nick and we found 2 emails for these guys, but if you don't like them, you get rid of them and you just be like Todd Spears at toddspears.com. Right? There you go. Boom. Put in your own email address to send to. So we'll populate what we found. If there's multiples, delete the ones you don't want. If you don't like what they have, you can put in your own. So yes.
And if you're asking if you want to upload 1,000 email addresses to send out a report, that's kind of spamming a little bit, and we don't really want to encourage that too much because you could get yourself into some trouble doing that. It's actually going through your Gmail account, not ours, so it's not a whole lot of liability on us, but we really don't want to be involved in allowing people to become spammers because, man, that's just not cool. And you don't need to do that. You just build solid relationships, send out the right messages to the right people, target them properly, and you'll be fine.
Bill Marks, if I understand you, if you want to buy just the agency training, you have to have a SERPscout account first, of course, and then come here and you can buy the agency training for $147. That's David's training. I think that's what you're asking. If it's not, just rephrase your question. Couple more minutes left here, guys. We're almost at the 2-hour mark. The replay, yes, we will put a replay out. It will go on this page. We will email it out to all of you. The offer will be closed April 1st because we will be going into our public launch of this. Right now, the only people that have access to SERPscout are our customers, you guys that have been with us. You're getting the best price. You're getting the best deal. When we go to launch, that'll be the next best deal. But if you don't take advantage of this now, you will be into launch pricing. No, Bill, there's no upsells on anything. You're saying an upgrade to David's training after the 147 purchase. There shouldn't be. If you purchase this, so for instance, if you purchase this 147, what it's going to do in your SERPscout account is unlock this tab so that you can watch the training videos with David. Does that answer your question? There's no upsell or anything. Yeah, like literally, guys, there will be upsells on the launch, but this is it. So on the launch, this is going to be what we sell on the front page, and then it'll be like, hey, you bought the front, you should buy this. And then if they say yes or no to this, we'll be like, well, what about this? And then if they say yes or no to that, we'll be like, well, what about this? Right?
Yep, that's how it goes.
The typical launch offer is, yeah, we're doing the typical thing, but with you guys, that's not what we're doing. I mean, with the reason we have it pieced out section by section here for you guys is because we knew that a lot of you had Pixel Scout accounts and you might not have a pro upgrade in Pixel Scout, but you want a pro upgrade for SERPscout. Yeah, but wait, there's more. For you guys, we're just laying it all out at once in piece by piece so that you can cherry pick what you want. And if you want the whole thing, here it is. When we launch, it'll be, this to this to this to this to that.
Yep.
No problem, Jana. We'll always do that, guys. Any new softwares, any new offers, we will always offer it to you guys, our customers first at a big discount. Always, always, always. And I'll tell you why we do that, guys. It helps us build more software, right? Like all the money that is going in from you guys purchasing these right now is going right to our development team to make things better. Everything, thank you, by the way, to all the guys that purchased Pixel Scout to begin with, especially recurring credit pack subscriptions and additional credit pack subscriptions. That money went to building this, right? Well, some of it went to us paying our mortgages and feeding our kids, but a lot of it went into improving the system and then giving it back to you guys.
Thanks, Randy.
Yeah, thank you, Randy. ER, I'm on the setup of SERP. I'm required to set up a campaign template, but I don't need to now. Then, yeah, then just don't. I'm not sure what you're saying exactly, ER. If you don't need to do it right now, then don't do it. I don't think I understand. On the setup of SERP, I'm required to set up a campaign template, but I don't need to. You might have to just submit a ticket. I'm not quite sure what you're doing. Just, it says it won't let you move on. I just created one that says test. Yeah, so just create a test. Yeah, just put in a dummy campaign for now, and then you can move on. Guys, I think I don't want to do support on the webinar. That's not really the purpose of this. So if you are having issues, please do use the support desk. They will help. If there's any other questions about the offer or about your upgrade from Pixel to SERP or about rank and rent, please ask that. And if there's no other questions about that, we're gonna hop off the webinar so I can get the replay out. Looks like we're pretty much to the end here. Quick question. We may have only one Gmail account. No, Mark, you can have as many as you want, actually. So go to settings. And then you can see here I have 2 Gmail accounts authorized. If you want to authorize another one, just click the authorize button. That's this button right here. And then that'll open up a modal, right? And then you put in your new Gmail account or your new Gmail that you want to authorize, and then it'll go through. Same thing with Outlook. Each one you want to authorize, you just click the authorize button. It'll open up a new window. So make sure you don't have pop-up blockers on for SERPscout.net. Oh, and then identities, guys. That's also in settings. Identities are your sender identities that can show up in the reports. You can add as many of those as you want as well and set a default identity. One thing I'll mention, we already caught this and we're gonna fix it, is in the reports, we automatically, when you go to add an identity, it automatically adds your default identity. But we're gonna add the ability to change your identity because some people wanna do different identities. So like if we go to edit, okay, and right here, if I add a new block, God, I love this new builder. Okay, identity, it's gonna by default take your default identity. There we go. Okay, we're gonna, oh, there, I think it's actually, oh no, it's not. Yeah, we're gonna have this in this, when you click the customize, there'll be the drop down of your other identities so that you can swap it out. Is there a report of where they read it or not? Yes, sorry, I didn't show that. Let me log into a different account. Yes. We absolutely wanted to show you guys stats of when you're sending campaigns of who's doing what. So let me log into, I believe David had it in his. That's a good feature suggest, Mark. We can definitely take that. So David's account, I believe, has campaigns that are going to show you what they kind of look like. So here's a campaign for a test campaign for QUE. It has 3 emails in it. Number 1 and number 2 have already been sent. The third one hasn't been sent. You can see the run dates and everything like that of the emails. And then each of the clients, okay, will be like this. And you can see this one has been sent. This is your open. This is your click. If you include a link to your report, that'll be your sent, open, and click for each client in each campaign. So if you had multiple clients, you'd see another one here and then another one here and another one here, and you'd have data on all of them. You can pause individual campaigns, stop them, pause them, remove them. Like if a client says stop emailing me, you can come in and be like, okay, I need to stop emailing you. Done.
Yeah, one cool feature I was thinking about was either having text message notification or browser pop-up notifications when somebody opens your email or clicks on it.
Instant
That
dial
way.
them.
Yeah, and then instant dial and be like, hey, you're reading my email right now? Hey, cool.
Yeah, hey dude, I saw you just opened my email. Want to chat? We could actually do that.
Yeah, we could.
Since we have their phone number, we would just have to hook up through auto. We could do like voiceless ring mails. Hey, we noticed you just read our email. Blah, blah, blah. We should talk. Just boom, right to their email.
Yeah.
We'd have to do a Twilio integration, but it's something we can do.
Yep.
And it's not a bad idea. Pretty aggressive.
Yeah,
marketing.
guys. Also, Herc, show them the feedback and bug thing real quick.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. So this is not support desk. So don't necessarily use it for support desk to talk to Alex and Tanya. But this is a way to talk to our developers nicely about something you found that's a bug or suggesting a feature or improvement, and it goes straight to our Trello. But don't expect a response coming in through here. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not a support desk. Do not
This is a
expect
support
a
desk.
response. The support desk is on the left. You will not get a response going in the feedback. That's just something for our team to see and see what you're thinking and see how we can improve stuff. So big difference there, but you need to understand that.
Yeah, this goes to our Trello board and we see it and then we decide if we want to do it or not. And if we get overwhelmed, we'll have to start deleting shit. So support is here, feature suggests and bugs here. And we won't respond to you. We'll fix it and announce it.
Yeah, honestly, we can't respond to you through Trello, so it's not even possible. Is that clear? I know some of you are going to do that. Don't get mad.
You know it's gonna happen.
Just so you
Support
know.
desk, support desk, support desk, support desk, supremacy.support, supremacy.support, supremacy.support.
That's where you'll get a response. All right, guys.
Yeah,
Well,
but we're not even though we can, we're not going to, Bill. Support desk, that's what support desk is for.
Yeah, IFTTT, yeah, might work. Can't you Zapier your Trello account into your support desk and carry all the variables in? Maybe.
I think with the amount of softwares that we have now, guys, we're getting things pretty streamlined down now. Our team is really kicking ass, and me and Todd are kicking ass, and Alex and Tanya and support are doing awesome. The coding team is doing awesome.
Yeah.
We got a pretty nice little suite of software going here. And this one is now, like Todd and I talked a lot about Pixel Scout and support and SERPscout, and this is such a core fundamental of anything you do with marketing is prospecting. So this is now a core software of ours.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's no better way to approach a client and say, you don't want to approach a client and say, hey man, your business is awesome. I don't see anything I can help you with, but can I? And they're like, oh yeah, you just told me it's awesome. So what I need you for? But if you go to them and say, hey, you know what? I know you have a great business all, but I found a couple of, issues that if you improved upon those, you could probably make more money, make more sales, get more leads. And they're like, oh really? Well, what do you mean? Boom. And
yeah, the specific details, what I found is when you can talk about what to a lot of people is their baby, like their business is their baby, and they spend all day, every day thinking about it. And if you can tailor, like SERPscout really makes it quick and easy to be like, oh, here's some information about your baby. Imagine if somebody had literally a baby and someone came and said, diagnose that baby with an issue. Don't you think they're going to listen? They are. So SERPscout makes that much faster and easier than it normally would be.
Yeah, exactly what David said. So that's why we believe that SERPscout is a core element of the entire strategies that we're throwing out there at you guys. I mean, all the way, if you look at Rank and Rent Club all the way down, I mean, these are needed tools that can help you get to where you need to be. So we really believe in SERPscout, and this is just going to continue to get better and grow as we get more ideas and get more feedback from you guys. We're really, really big on that. I say it over and over again, that's why we have so many webinars. That's why we try and talk to you guys as much as we can, because I learn a lot just by reading the chat here and listening to questions. I love it when people express their opinions and what they like and what they don't like. It really, really helps us a lot. Helps me think more and just become, better software developers. So I really do appreciate it. All right, guys, we are exactly at the 2-hour mark, I do believe. Yep, I have 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I guess that's it. I think the questions have slowed down a little bit. There might be one more there from ER Hurt to individual domain searches.
Yeah, so I think that's from like importer, and that is classed out to 0.10 per URL. So if you import one, because we do a credit-based system where one credit is 10 results. So the way they coded it is each URL, okay, is the same cost. You can see credit cost 0.10, but then if you did it 10 times, then it would be a full credit. See how that works, guys?
Yeah, there it is.
So there's 10 results, one credit, one result, 0.1 of a credit. Yeah, Bill, it'll take me a couple hours to render and push the replay, and then we'll mail it.
It'll take GoToWebinar a couple of hours to render.
I might have found a shortcut though. I may have found a shortcut.
Oh, really? Okay, cool. We
Yeah,
noticed that a lot of times that we'll go on video, and what we've noticed is that when we go in video, and GoToWebinar confirmed this to us, that when we go in video, it's added data streams and added compression and added time for rendering. So it's kind of why we stopped doing video a little bit. We still do it every now and then, but
actually, let's I'm gonna test that theory right now.
What are you
doing?
Can
you guys see my face?
I can't. Oh, now I do. I see you.
Throw your camera on for a sec, Todd.
Oh boy. Let's see.
Hopefully you got
my shirt on today.
Yeah.
I do have my shirt on today. I'm just
I think I found a shortcut.
So I'm trying to grow a beard like Herc. I'm hoping I can have it done here in a couple of weeks. I'm on day 4.
I'm growing it out.
I don't see that.
Yeah, guys, the reason I'm turning the video on is because last time we thought that when we turned on video, it actually slowed down the process in GTW, but I do believe I found a shortcut. So I'm turning the video on now because I want to see if this shortcut applies to when we have video. So one of two things is going to happen. Replay is going to be out fast with this video on it, or the replay is going to take forever because we turned this video on. We'll find out.
We'll find out. That's the only way to know, is do it.
Yeah. All right, that's it. Thanks, David, for coming on.
Yep.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks to everybody else for coming on too, man. Really appreciate it. That was a good turnout today. A lot of great questions. We hopefully answered everything that you have. Just know this won't be the last one on SERPscout. Rest assured that we will be having more webinars regarding this product and answering your questions and trying to help you make the best of it. So with that being said, everybody have a great weekend, and don't drink Mexican beer. Stay Corona free. Bye-bye.